Judge, you've been around when you're doing meeting with all these families. What part of the responsibility is mothers? What part of the responsibility is on the father? Because typically the blame goes on the father.
Well, there are no fathers. And see, the thing of it is, these men that just ran off and left the women, these women don't want the men. All they wanted was the babies. And see, you had people like the poetress Nikki Giovanni back in the 60s were going all around the country and they were lecturing the women and they were young women, and they were saying, you don't need a father for your children. Just get prego, find one that looks good, smart, athletic. Yeah, that one. And don't even tell him that he's the daddy, because if you bring a man into the picture, they screw up everything. So there was this point where if you had the guy around, there was a problem. And then there was some that did want the guy around, but back when I first started practicing law 50 years ago, one of our number one cases was getting the check cut back on because some dingbat social worker would sit at the end of the block with binoculars, and if there was one or two of the 6 or 7 baby daddies trying to play father, they'd cut the check off.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? This is Mr. Royce J. Royce Media coming at you guys with another video, with another live stream. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Rumble, I'm on YouTube. How y'all doing today? Let's get it in. How y'all doing today, man? How's the work day going? It's Taco Tuesday, and so I know some of you all are going to buy tacos because it's a great marketing scheme. It is what it is, man. Let me get a little water to parch my thirst. So if you are not at work today, what are you doing? Are you hanging out like me? I hope so. I hope whatever you're doing, you're having a good time, man. You're getting through it, you're getting it done, and you're getting yourself ready for the weekend again. Have fun all over again. Spend time with your family. Yeah. It's a lot going on in the news today. We're going to talk about it. And as the thumbnail says, we're going to talk about the war between the Causters, which is short for the Holocausters, and the Black Girl Magics and the Divestors. The reason I brought this up, and if you all notice, I have Claudine Gay in the thumbnail. But I also have Candace Owens. Candace Owens has been in the news quite a bit lately because she was fired from the Daily Wire. And the reason for that firing was that she made some comments that were not favorable to certain positions that they had at the Daily Wire. So, in my opinion, they felt like she had become too controversial for the platform. So now look at this. I brought up the Holocausters and now my stream is acting funny. Ain't that about nothing, man? I tell you, YouTube is wild, man. YouTube is wild. I would really like to know who is on that corporate board over there at YouTube. You know, all of a sudden I'm not receiving enough data to maintain smooth streaming. But before I got talking, everything was all good. So I feel like some shenanigans are afoot. So we're going to talk about the Causters and their um their policy fair and their lawfare against Candace Owens and how it relates to the Claudine Gay situation. As y'all remember, Claudine Gay is the former president of Harvard who was she was pretty much taking a task not about why she was allowing certain protests to occur on the campus of Harvard, and those protests garnered the ire of the Causters. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to try to push through my stream difficulties. Looks like looks like the stream froze a little bit. So, I'm not surprised at all. You know, when you start talking about things certain people don't want you to talk about, that seems to happen. The camera the timer froze and everything. So, I definitely feel like there's an issue, you know. So, YouTube is doing its own form of censorship. So, you know, we'll deal with it. And they'll probably give me some kind of strike for something. They found a strike in one of my previous videos for a video I didn't even have in the stream, and they sustained a strike. I don't know why, because the media in question, I didn't, like, as I said before, I didn't have it in the video. So that's what we're doing now. Okay. All right. So I'll probably have to use some more creative terms to get my point across, and hopefully you all will be able to follow along. For those of you all who are familiar with my channel and some of the things I say, you all get where I'm coming from. So anyway, as I mentioned before, Candace Owens was let go by the Daily Wire, and it was because she said some things such as Christ was king. Christ is king. And while I don't think the Daily Wire is an anti-Christian platform, they do have an association with the Causters. And the Causters, one of which being Ben Shapiro, another being, I can't think of this gentleman's name right now, but I guess he sits on the board, and he was one of the ones that was influential in the Daily Wire letting Candace go. So I told y'all before that Black Girl Magic and now the Divestors, uh, they had a long-standing deal with certain groups that now they're coming out and they're speaking against certain positions that that group has, or certain opinions, or certain stances. And it seems to be that a price is being paid, and that price is money and support. Are you all surprised? I'm not. I called it. I called it early on what was going to happen. This is a situation of biting the hand that feeds you, and the hand giving you a papum upside the head. You know, it gave him the papum. You know, a price was going to be paid, and a price is being paid, and we're seeing it in the public eye across social media. I think this is going to continue. I think we're going to see more of this because you're dealing with a group that has, for the most part, been able to say mostly whatever it is they wanted to say for a long time. They claim to be strong and independent victims, but yet they're going into deals with people who decidedly have a say in what they can and can't say. So the illusion of being able to say what they want, whatever it is they want, is being dissipated before our very eyes. What do y'all think about that? I think it's interesting. I think it's very interesting indeed. Yeah. Do me a favor. I'm going to take a quick pause right here. Do me a favor. As you come into the live stream on the respective platforms, do me a favor and hit the like button for me. Or if you don't like what I'm saying, hit the dislike button. Hit one of the buttons. It's entirely up to you. Whatever it is you feel like, whatever you feel like your position is, hit one of the buttons, man. You know. Yeah, man. I find it funny that the stream is real janky right now. Real janky. I think some magic, some technological magic is being worked on my streams because of the topic of this live stream. So it is what it is. I could be a conspiracy theorist. I could be talking like Mr. Alex Jones, you know, but I don't think so. I think what I think it is, I think that's what's happening. So I don't know. What do you all think? What do you all think? Well, anyway, like I said, I think the situation between the Causters and Black Girl Magic and the Divestors, I think it's going to continue. I think they're going to be actively censored. I think there's going to be a lot of revealing, a lot of shenanigans behind the scenes on the part of both groups. I tell you what, I'm here for it. Let's see. Put it all out there in the open. You know, I think people have a right to know. You know, looking at this Candace Owens situation, this is why it is important for people to build up their own power bases, their own infrastructures and resources. As I've stated before, I would rather have power than to be empowered, because to be empowered, it means that someone else is giving you power. That means also that they are able to ultimately control the pull the strings and control what you say and do. They have a lot of influence, and sometimes that influence goes against what your agenda is. So It is what it is. Hopefully, one day I can find a way to actually separate myself from certain platforms and do my own thing, because then I'll be able to say what I want and not have to kowtow to the whims of people I can't even see. And that's what happens when you have platforms, when you are at the behest of other platforms, and you using that platform, especially when you're using that platforms free. They have all the right to tell you, to control what you do and say, and you better believe that they are going to make sure that that's what they do. They're only going to want their message getting out. So I would eventually like to set up something of my own, possibly my own channel. I mean, my own website, to where the information I put out will be under my sole control, you know. So I talk about the situation with Candace Owens and Claudine Gay, when in reality I am pretty much in the same situation, and possibly worse, because I'm trying to build a platform. I'm trying to build a presence that they already have in their respective fields. So anyway, it is what it is. You know, I pretty much think right now I am shadow banned. I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case. It seems that that is the case right now, and that comes to the territory. It is what it is. Hopefully, like I said, I could move away from the respective platforms that I have to use right now. So anyway, seems like we don't have anybody here. I don't have anybody to interact with. So I'll end this live stream here, and I'll come back and babble about something else. That's probably the safest thing to do, because it seems like YouTube is word activated. So I see I have to be more creative. And I've mentioned that before. I have to be more creative how I say things, because I'm pretty sure certain things are put into the algorithm. They go, oh, it's talking about us. We got to get them. So I'm pretty much thinking that that's what is going to happen. Oh, all of a sudden the stream on YouTube has an excellent condition. Imagine that. Imagine that, you know. Anyway. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to come back a little bit later and do another stream, because this one seems to be possibly blocked. So it is what it is. All right. I want to shut this down. This is Mr. Royce Media. Like, share, and subscribe. Get in the comment section. If you want me to talk about certain topics, do me a favor, shoot me an email. The email is in my bio in the channel description. Or you can, if we are friends on Facebook, you can send me a message via Facebook Messenger. And if it is something I can talk about, I will talk about it. You know, do me a favor also, you see the Cash App scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Do me a favor, drop something in the Cash App when you can. All proceeds will go to build this platform. I'd like to get some new pieces of equipment, and possibly get on some different platforms so we can talk. So I can really talk that talk. Anyway, this is Mr. Royce J of Royce Media, and I'm out.